Chuck,
Hello, Jeff.
how you doing, man?
How are you?
I'm good. Dude, I've seriously I owe you an apology.
What's that?
What, how long have we known each other? What, like 5, 10 years? I don't even know. It's been a while.
Haven't quite looked at that side of our website.
No.
Uh,
No, dude,
right.
I feel terrible about it. I was looking, well, for everyone who's going to listen to this someday, I know you through Rose, right? You're married to Rose Franson. So
Yeah,
you've always been Rose's husband, Chuck, right?
yeah.
And then today I was like, well, you're an illustrator, not a painter. And then I get on, and then you're like, well, I paint too. And so I'm going through and I'm looking through your website. I'm like, holy crap, dude, you got some nice work. You've done some great stuff.
Thank
So
you.
I owe you an apology. I should have dug into your stuff a long time ago.
That's all right.
Yeah, man, you got some great stuff.
I've been hiding on that,
Yeah, you're
that's
really modest. You don't say much about that, about your stuff. And that's another thing. I'm like, what? How? Your humility is like next level because we've been friends for this long. You've never even brought it up. You're always just hearing me pine over Rose, 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 Rose is this, Rose is that.
no problem. No problem.
Well, I'm a big fan now, man. I love it. I love what you're doing, dude. And so this book that we're going to talk about is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
You
gosh,
did
man.
look at it a little bit.
I did. Yeah. I mean, I looked at it before, but I think you've added to it. I mean, you've got like what, 130 pages going now?
That's spreads. I think it's twice that.
What does that
So
mean? So it's two sides?
two page spreads.
So it's 160 pages.
260.
That's what I meant. 260.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
it's a sick book for someone like me because it's mostly pictures.
Oh yeah. Fun little exercises in there. Are we recording
Yeah,
yet?
we're recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's little exercises in there, and yeah, I've written about each one of the art elements, getting sample works or works from contemporary artists, and then on the page on the left, it's works from art history.
Yeah. So I read through your bio, but I think I want you to introduce yourself to the audience. Tell me and everyone who's going to listen about yourself. What do you do? And where do you come from?
I come from Springfield, Illinois, fourth most average city in the United States.
What are the other three?
I think Peoria was number one. This
No,
is a while.
it literally is the fourth most average city. That's so sad you didn't make the top three.
Oh, really sad. Yeah.
All right.
I started doing art fairs when I was in high school and did pencil portraits, made a living that way, put myself through college like that. Went to St. Louis University, not really an art school. They had one good painting teacher there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much self-taught. I went to Rome for a year to study my junior year. And
Where in Rome?
it was St. Mary's College. They had a program over there.
Okay.
Um, my sister had gone the year before, so somehow I got to go.
What was the draw? Was it something special besides being in Rome?
No, just being in Rome.
That was
Yeah,
it. Okay.
I was just seeing all the great art there, and
Right.
I did pretty much independent study the whole time. I made up my own courses and had a great art history teacher over there, though, who really, at that point, I was just doing realism, really kind of tight realism,
Mm-hmm.
and she was passionate about everything, all kinds of art. It just opened my eyes to everything, and I kind of became an everythingist,
Mm-hmm.
what my nephew called me. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and made my way, though, as a portrait artist for many years. I think you probably saw on the website I was doing the collaborations with kids where they would do paintings first and then I'd paint them right into their artwork.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah,
All right, wait a
yeah.
minute. Hold on. Let
They're
me.
mostly acrylic, a few oils.
That's so funny because I did something like this as a donation for my kids' elementary school. My kids,
I,
my twins' whole class came to my studio
oh,
and
wow.
painted on a painting, and then I finished it and donated it to the
Did you put
school.
a kid into it or
What's that?
did you put a kid into it? Did you paint someone in it?
Who did I paint? Oh no, I just painted a person. It was actually my assistant.
Okay.
So
Huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, just painted my assistant, and they came in and did their thing. So here, let me pull up your pull up this whole
Oh,
series.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, these are great.
So most of those are acrylic. There's an oil. Yeah.
Jeez, there's a boatload of them. How long did you
Yeah, there's
work on
a lot.
this?
A couple of those got used. International Panel on Climate Change used a couple of those for their first announcement. The time they got the Nobel Prize. It's my biggest claim to fame.
Wait, 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 wait. Wait, say that a little slower. Who got the Nobel Prize?
The International Panel on Climate
Oh,
Change
they got the Nobel Prize, and
they
you
got the
were
Nobel
part of
Prize,
the.
but
Okay,
they sent out their invitation to that event. They used the image with the rainbow there,
this one
and
right
then
here.
yeah, yeah,
No joke, man. And this is acrylic too? Almost looks like
yeah.
watercolor. You painted pretty thin or what?
I did. I was mimicking what she did with the rain. Uh,
It's
and I
cute.
often did that with those paintings. I would mimic what the kid painted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I'm cutting you off. So
Yeah.
then what happened?
I went to New York and I, I started doing kind of art events in Iowa City, uh, bringing together artists and musicians and doing installations and actors and just creating these whole environments for people to go through. Did a haunted house for your head, a tunnel suspended from the ceiling that your head goes through.
Is that
So
on the
you're,
website too?
yeah, it is.
Okay, this is gonna be fun, man. Okay. So what would that be under?
Installation.
Installations?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the top, yeah, that's the bottom one's the Iowa City. Yeah, they're really small images. No one's gonna see anything on
Oh,
that.
that's
This
a bummer.
a long time ago is tiny, tiny image.
How long ago was this? Oh, wait, is that a person's head
Uh,
up there?
no, yeah, it's too hard to for
Dang,
anyone
yeah,
to.
those are small images.
But you kind of, yeah. So then above that is another installation I did for Dubuque Museum of Art, but I did some in New York City too, and I don't have those on here.
So you're doing installation work as well?
Yeah. So this is a big tunnel suspended from the ceiling, and you're passing through, and there's 11 sections to it. So I had these illuminated panels and tracks of music that Rose's brother composed, John Franzen, great composer. He did like a minute and a half long loops of music that were piped to each one of the sections of the tunnel. And they were all in sync. All 11 of these tracks were in sync. So the piece of music unfolded in your own time as you went through. It
Oh,
was kind of
wow.
an intense thing. It was after the Iraq War, and it was about this is a post suitcase nuke America that I'm kind of presenting this post suitcase nuke America and how we overreact to terrorism. And,
Right.
I might have to put that one up again. We'll see.
Yeah. Seems like we're right back where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, man. I had no idea. Holy crap.
I'm just, I'm kind of all over the place, do all kinds of stuff.
So I'm just curious, just between friends here, when did you meet Rose and how'd that go down?
I was walking around Central Park and saw a couple painters off in the distance and dragged my buddy over there to see them. And one of them wasn't any good, and one was Rose.
who was remarkable, I'm sure.
And she was working on, I don't know if I could show it.
Wait, you have the painting that she was working on when you met her?
That painting and on the wall,
You
Eve
kidding
reaching
me?
for the apple.
Right here.
She yeah, she was working on the foliage.
Holy
And
cow, that's too
it was
cool. You still have it.
yeah.
And how long
So
ago was this?
2000.
2000.
Yeah.
And then when did you guys get married?
2003.
Really? So you're 23 years?
Something like that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So, but I invited her to a show I had in Soho and she didn't come. And held on to her number and looked at it from time to time. I'm like, had another show a year later and I invited her and she came to that one and we hung out and just, yeah, kind of been together since then. We can give you the hour and a half long story sometime. We have
Yeah,
a
okay. When at the porch society, we got to get it. I want to hear about this.
when Rose is painting someone from life and she needs them to sit still,
Uh-huh.
she or both of us will tell this big long story. So she was painting the director of the Smithsonian and told him told him the whole big long saga, and he's like, "You got to make a movie about this."
Okay,
And,
no, I think it's
and,
worth talking about. Like, can
uh,
you trim it down to 10 minutes?
oh, I can do a couple minutes.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So yeah, a year of waiting, and then it felt like the right time. I invited her. She came.
And
Uh,
you never saw her for that entire year?
no,
What was it about her that made you still thinking about her a year later?
uh, when I met her, I told a good friend of mine I thought she was the one. So
Really?
yeah,
That's amazing. Okay, so then a year later you invite her again.
yeah, and she came to the show I had, and she saw all my little drawings that are off in all directions, uh, and I saw her work and was blown away by the depth and beauty and diversity of it. Showed her a book that I had, an early, very, very early draft of the book that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at a circular progression of basic ways of seeing.
You've been working on this since before you were with Rose?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
yeah. So, I was just obsessed with this. I kind of mapped out, if you imagine on a circle, if you put realism opposite surrealism
Mm-hmm.
on this wheel and you go one direction, it becomes more about brushstroke until there's no subject matter and it's just action painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go the other way and it becomes more about shape and abstraction until there's no subject matter and it's pure design. And I was just obsessed with this, circular continuum of
How
possibilities.
did you come up with that? How did that occur to you?
I just wanted to map out all these different things that I was doing.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You're the perfect one to be thinking about this because you're trying to figure out kind of your relevance in the art world, I would think.
Yeah, and
Not so much your relevance, but your work's relevance. What is it you're doing, and what meaning does it have relative to other painters in current and past, right?
right. And also just having an appreciation for all of it, wanting to find a new way to present it all and take it out of the timeline. Because I felt like parts of these, some of these approaches were being pegged at certain points in art history. And I just felt like, no, I see kids doing all of this work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was showing Rose that day when we met this book where I was showing how kids were doing all these different ways of seeing. And then I was showing works from art history, parallel works from art history. So that was the first version of the book that we're going to look at.
Hmm.
But anyway,
What does she think
Rose,
of it? Because anyone who knows Rose knows that Rose is very honest and very blunt.
she was kind of blown away.
She,
really moved by it.
so it was very positive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Because she would have told you if she wasn't.
yeah. I'm sure.
She,
She still has thoughts about the book I'm working on.
well, when you're married, everyone talks, you know,
Oh,
but
oh yeah,
Rose doesn't she doesn't save her brutal honesty for her spouse. She's willing to give it to everybody.
yeah. No,
That's what I love
she's.
about her though. You know where you stand with Rose.
Was that you that did the critiques at Portrait Society
With
one
her?
year? And Tim Reese and
Oh yeah, that was rough.
it was kind of cool though. I thought it was really a great event. I mean, it might
No, it
have
was
been
a
rough.
great event. You talking about the one where that woman started crying?
Yeah, it always happens there.
Oh
No,
man.
other than that, I
Other
thought it
no, it
was
was
a
an awesome
really,
event. Yeah. So the
yeah.
three of us were there. Myself, Rose, Tim Reese, all in the
Mm,
front of a room, and then there was what, like 50 to 100 people in the room, and I don't know, maybe 30 of them had their work against the wall, and we'd pick up one piece at a time, and then Rose and I and Tim would take turns critiquing it.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
and
it was
all
fun.
had different things to say, and it was just very compelling. So
Yeah, yeah. And that one woman I was talking about, it's just, sometimes it's hard to hear what you don't want, what you need to work on.
yeah, she took it the wrong way. Rose
Yeah.
didn't mean the way she took it. So
No, no, she didn't really. But Rose is very honest, but Rose is also very sweet. But, sometimes, I mean, it's hard for me to hear what I got to fix. We're all that way a little bit.
yeah, true.
But, all right, I keep
So
cutting you off. All right, so
the
she
story
she
goes
liked it.
from so I had this book and we went to Kinko's and I got a copy of it made for her. You know,
Really?
yeah, I made a copy for her, and I don't know, she was just kind of blown away by the way I handed the book and handed the pages to the guy who's working there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she started liking me, and we she was with somebody at the time. I was with somebody at the time, and I called to see her again, and she said, "No, I'm busy. I'm busy working." But then I was in the Midwest. I was in my hometown, Springfield, and I remember the roads. Well, I kind of got stuck in Springfield because I blew out my Achilles playing tennis with my dad. So I was stuck there. I couldn't really walk. I couldn't go back to New York. So I remembered Rose had an opening up in Maquoketa, and I drove up for the opening and got to where we're at now, the old city hall in Maquoketa, Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
and walked in just as the show was about to wrap up.
Are you still dating someone right now?
No,
Okay.
Rose still was.
Rose still, okay.
That's yeah. I don't know if we should commit this story completely to
If you
yeah.
want to take it out, we will. Well, let's go ahead and I'll take out whatever you want.
Uh, if you don't include it, Rose, you don't want the part about included.
They're pretty neat. These are really cool.
That's Rose, drawn with three markers in my hand at the same time.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
well, self-portrait.
Yeah, that is. All right, let's see some other mediums here. The Tree of Stories. What's this all about?
It's a children's book that I wrote. It's about a girl and her father who live in a bookstore, and he writes stories for her every night up
Uh-huh.
in the attic of the bookstore. And one night he doesn't come down, and she goes up and goes sees a light in the crawl space and follows that all the way around the crawl space and into this other world. The Tree of Stories.
He's okay though?
You'll have to read the book.
I was wondering if it was going to get dark and sad. Oh man, these illustrations are
It's the
beautiful,
adventure.
man. Holy cow. What an interesting way to do sort of a comic strip
Oh yeah,
bubbles.
little thought bubbles of
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, these are beautiful illustrations. Is it graphite?
yeah, little bit of Nero. What's that called? Super black.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Black, yeah, I can't remember what it's called either. Yeah, that's beautiful. Is that still in print?
Um, According to the website, yes, but don't order right now, please. I have to get some more printed, or you can, but it'll take a while.
I'm not going to order any. I'm gonna just
I'm
call
just
you
saying
and say,
to,
"Can you sign it and send it to me?"
yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna get some more printed.
Okay. I want a signed copy if possible, that's for sure. And then Shake the Muse.
So this is using the art wheels. If you go to shakethemuse.com, it's I just go to that. Um, if you have it on your phone, you shake your phone and you get a new set of art elements each time.
Oh, I remember you showing me this at dinner at one point.
So there's like 62 billion possible combinations of elements, and you can use it as a challenge, use it as a prompt.
So what do you mean well, how do I do that on here? Do I
So
just press the arrow?
you can make your own selections. Go ahead through that.
Oh, I have to make them? So if I
You
shake it, it's
don't have
arbitrary though?
It's arbitrary if you shake it, or you can make your own selections.
Okay.
And whatever you end with, your selections or the arbitrary ones, you can click on that Save These Elements button and you get a PDF with all of those nicely laid out, 8.5 by 11 that you can print out.
And then what's the challenge? To make a
The
piece of
challenge
art
is to
with these?
incorporate, yeah, incorporate those elements. And I'm
Huh. I
doing
just
this
want to see it
for,
done here.
yeah,
Wait, how many categories are there? Holy
11.
moly.
Uh, you can,
So
you can limit it and just take a few if you want to, or
no, let's go the distance
however
here.
you like.
So
So,
wide blur, some lost edges. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to ask you about this later because
yeah,
you use my image on the
yeah,
category
for halo,
hollowed edges, and I'm
haloed
curious what that
edges, yeah.
means.
Halo, well, it means it has a halo around it.
Oh,
This,
halo. Oh my gosh, I'm so ignorant. See, this is why it's better just me to look at pictures because I just
oh, you
pronounce
were
that word
thinking
wrong.
hallowed like holy edges.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, okay, let's see. All right, we'll just go with those and just go to, wait, so then how do you save them right here?
Yeah, just, yep. Now you've got a PDF and you can open that PDF and all of those elements are there. You can print that up 8.5 by 11.
What the
Uh,
heck? How'd you put this together?
well, I kind of made a web app and then I used Claude to create that part.
You know how to code and stuff?
No, using vibe coding, Claude.
I don't even know what that means. Okay, so something that helps you
There's
code.
an AI tool called Claude that's really good for just telling it in plain language what you want, and it'll create it for you. So you can create apps, you can create anything.
Are you serious? Well, there's a good use of AI if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, that's the one really. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay. Jeez, I gotta
So
get
I'm
now you
doing.
got me thinking of all the ways I could use AI for my business.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
So this Shake the Muse thing, I'm doing a random shake like that for a show, the Dubuque Museum of Art. We're doing a show. Rose and I are doing a sort of reunion show there, June 13th through September. Uh, but we're going to be doing these events where we do a random shake and then artists will paint live or at least start paintings live
Oh man,
uh,
that sounds awesome.
based on the elements that come up randomly.
I've been doing Jeff's online mentorship program for about a year now, and it is awesome. Everything is online, super streamlined. If you can be there, I mean, you have the ability to talk to him once a week and he can review your work and help you. If you can't be there, it's pre-recorded. You can go back and even re-watch things if you missed something during class or couldn't be there. So the online portion of it is almost better than real life because you can always go back to it, which is awesome. The demos are recorded. It's just like all available whenever you need it. And I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and my time is limited, and it's also very interrupted. And so to be able to go back has been clutch for me. And you get to work with Jeff Hein, who's awesome. He's tough. The assignments are simple, but difficult, and they're difficult to make us all better. And he's able to give us these assignments, coach us through it, help us stay excited to progress. And so it's just been a great experience. I am so grateful that he has been willing to take time away from his own art to offer all of us to have it. So if you're thinking about doing it, it's amazing.
To learn more about how you could have me as a personal mentor, check out the link to heinatelier.com in the show notes or video description.
So here it is. Okay, so how do you want to go through this? Because there's obviously 260 pages. So what's
I'm
the best way to
thinking-
approach talking about it?
Yeah, I know. So what you have on the left there are thumbnails
Right.
and spreads, and I can get you to, okay, like if we go to the 4th spread, or is that, what number do you have there? Is that 4?
It says 4, yeah.
5th then. Yeah. That's the table of contents. And we can go down, I mean, we can just see that to look at all of the wheels and what they cover. And then I would think creative point of view, form, texture, edges would be of most interest to your audience.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier and I never made this connection. I think it's brilliant.
So, you can think of it as, are we recording again? Or?
Yeah, we're recording, yeah.
You can think of it as a continuum. And I don't mean to say that these are distinct and separate approaches, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole spectrum between everything. And also, of course, you could combine abstraction with expressive action. You could combine realism with surrealism and, do magic realism, or, right? Everything can be mixed up. But I think it's a helpful way to think about different approaches.
Okay, quick question before you. No, I'm going to save my question. Go ahead. Unless you've got no more to say.
The other thing is that I should point out that this kind of comes from looking at Jung's, what did he call it? I think he just called it functions, sort of, I don't know if he called it mental functions but just functions, and, sensing opposite of intuition, feeling opposite thinking. Right? Do you know the Myers-Briggs test?
Yeah, I've never taken it.
Well, Jung had a chart that echoes what I have here.
Okay.
With looking at the real world versus something more interior, the surreal, the fantastic. Or
I wonder if we could pull that up. I'm curious about that.
Look for
Carl.
Jung, Carl Jung or C.G. Jung chart of functions. Might be the best way to look for it. Yeah.
Is it this here?
Well, I wouldn't think it'd be more of the cross shape. I don't think he really mapped it as a wheel.
This?
Yeah.
Okay. Sensation, thinking, intuition, and feeling. The transcendent function.
So abstract being on the thinking side and expressive action being on the feeling side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the surreal being more on the intuition side and sensing, being representational.
Okay. So, okay, so my question was abstract representation and abstract surrealism, they're pretty close. How do you separate those two out?
Are you abstracting from something you're looking at, or are you abstracting from something you're imagining?
Of course. Of course.
Or are you creating a pure abstraction and then adding a little bit of characters to it? You know, that could be another approach to abstract surrealism.
Okay.
You might not have something in mind until you start seeing something in your abstraction. You know what I mean?
Right. So expressive representation,
Mm-hmm.
expressive action,
Yeah.
expressive surrealism. So expressive action is
No
opposite
subject
pure
matter.
abstract. So it's pure abstract, but with movement, more
Well,
movement and
you
energy,
could
or
say there's abstraction in expressive action, but you could say there's abstraction in all of it and all of these different approaches because you know we're doing 2D art, so everything is
right.
abstract somehow. So yeah, but what's the emphasis? Is it on the action of the brushstroke, you know, or the scraping, or right? Is it more about the action and being expressive in what you're doing, right?
Hmm.
More than is it about doing a design where you're thinking about composition and shapes and
How would you define, have you seen the top 20 in the Poor Side of America? Of course you have, because Rose is one of them.
yeah,
So you saw Scott Burdick's, right?
yeah.
Would you
Oh,
say
that'd be
that,
fun. It'd be fun actually to take Scott's painting and once we've looked at a few of these wheels,
yeah,
look at Scott's painting and saying, okay, what's he using?
that's what I
What?
was thinking. But do we need to look at more wheels and come back to that?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, let's do that. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So I'm trying to think if I have any more questions about this. It seems pretty straightforward, but it's really,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot to ask. It's really
Yeah.
straightforward. Okay. All right.
So then
Where do we go
the
now?
two-page spreads, if you just want to see what a two-page spread looks like there,
Yeah.
I've got Vermeer, of course. So there's a work from art history on the left, and then contemporary works, living artists on the right.
So from a
And
purely business standpoint, I'm
mhm,
assuming you plan on selling this at some point.
yes, I'd like to have this published and yeah, definitely
Okay.
use this
How did
tool.
you get I mean, I know you asked me for rights to mine, but
Right.
how did you
No, I
do that
don't.
with dead artists and everything?
Dead artists, they had to be dead for 70 years.
Okay, so
They,
that's free
everyone
then.
who's in there, everyone on the left is at least gone for 70 years.
Okay, so all the living artists, you went and asked them personally,
No, I haven't. I
but you
have
will,
not.
I'm assuming.
Yes, and this is all, you know, I might be changing the book still. I'm not dead set on the images that are in here, and I would love to do multiple volumes of this and let it change over time, you know.
Right.
But yes, definitely, I need to reach out to these artists and get permission from everyone, and if anyone has suggestions for artists they'd like to have in here, put them in the comments.
Yeah. It's a fun book to look through because I keep seeing all of my friends and acquaintances in it,
Yeah,
which is kind of wild.
it's Zoe Frank there.
Yeah.
Grace. Yeah,
All right, should we jump down to another one of the wheels?
yeah, sure. Let's look at forms. The next one, spread 15.
Okay. Forms. All right, so fully rendered, minimal shading, objects as flat shapes, values as flat shapes, large planes, medium planes, and small planes. Okay, you're gonna have to explain this one to me a little bit.
All right, so let's start with fully rendered. You're doing careful rendering of the progression from light to dark
Yeah.
in form, as you know, three-dimensional as possible.
Right.
If you go to minimal shading, you might start out with an outline, do one color, and then just add a little bit of shading to just give you a little indication of form.
Okay.
And then the next one, you would do maybe an outline or not an outline, whatever, paint a flat shape, And that's your whole indication. Like a silhouette would be an object as a flat shape.
Okay.
Then values as flat shape. It's like Shepard Fairey kind of poster kind of thing, right? Where your lights are one thing, your shadows are another color, possibly your highlights are another color, but
Right.
it's just 3 or 4 or 5 values,
Okay.
and those are treated as flat shapes. And then large planes, it's just breaking things down into large planes, medium planes, small planes, and then you get smaller and smaller until you're fully rendered again.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So what I'm thinking about is this transition from here to here to here.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one.
It's you can, and again, it can be a whole continuum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fully rendered to minimal shading, you can have a whole spectrum right in there.
So you're going, okay, now I'm making sense of it. So you're thinking in terms of from the top, you're thinking in terms of reduction of information. And then you get to the bottom and it's more application of information or more addition of information again.
Not quite the bottom. The values as flat shapes is going back to more information already.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's tricky here, because it's just wham. It's like huge drop and then a gradual back to
right.
But I don't know how else you would do it.
Right. Yeah, if you have suggestions,
no, I don't. It's just but it's a big drop.
I mean, I am doing large planes, medium planes, small planes. I could do fully rendered, partially rendered, minimal shading objects as flat shapes. So there's a slower progression there.
Honestly, I don't know if it matters how you do it. What matters is the concept behind it, and that is that you're breaking things down from complex to simple and then back again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So just scroll through a little bit through the pages there. I think it'd be nice to see the examples left and right. Tony Cernay and Scott Fraser. He's a great Scott.
Of course, you got 4 Rose paintings on this. All Rose on this page.
Sorry,
Oh no, Scott's right here.
Rose is one of my favorite artists. What can I say?
She better be. And not only that, she's one of the greatest painters alive today. So you're lucky to have that resource.
I agree. Occasionally, I'm using contemporary artists on the left because, it's hard sometimes to find artists who've been dead 70 years who I can use.
Right. And this one is, I'm not even familiar. George. Okay. It's good. My ignorance again. George with an S. Georges. Valmeyer, Georgie's. I don't know how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce George with an S at the end of it?
Trying to get that page. Oh, I don't even know.
Is that more than one George? They have multiple Georges painting this?
Yeah. Definitely.
I have no idea. And I haven't heard of that artist either. I thought it might be Picasso.
Probably Valmeyer. I don't know him too much.
Yeah, and these are 3 of my favorite right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And Uglow is so great. Wait, Uglow has passed, hasn't he?
Oh, really?
So I thought someone said that. Okay, now I feel like I have to know that for the podcast. I can't just say that someone's dead if they're not dead. I feel like someone. March 1932 to August 2000. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
Let me get back to your page.
Contemporary-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember studying him in school. I just love his work. And then Kwang Ho, of course, is master.
Yeah.
Okay, so value is shapes.
Yeah, you see how
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, different values are being broken down and just one color is being used for that value.
And it's a perfect approach for something like printmaking, but also you could apply
Yeah,
it to painting.
right.
Yeah. Hmm. Dude, this is impressive. Okay, so tell me about this one, distortion of form.
Oh, that's fun.
Dude, there's a
Uh,
lot of categories right here.
and there's a bit of a progression to it. Um, it's yeah, there's just so many possibilities, right?
I know.
For
How did
just
you
putting
narrow it
form.
down? Because
Yeah,
distortion is infinite,
yeah, right. I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
right. I could say make the form more organic, but I guess rounded kind of maybe works with that. Curvier isn't in here.
Yeah.
Uh, there's lots of possibilities,
So
but
yeah, angular, rounded, elongated, idealized, simplified, caricature, random, missing forms, enlargement, forms with forms, sorry, forms within forms, repeated forms, movement, disjointed, and I think I maybe I already said angular.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah, those are good choices, but gosh, I don't know how you narrowed it down.
If you think of more, let me know.
I mean, right off the top of my head, I can't think of any more, but I imagine if I'm staring at a painting or a couple paintings, it'd be
Right, right.
hard to limit it or hard to narrow it down. But that's really good. So on the others, you sort of started with realism on the top, and
Hmm.
that's probably just a coincidence, right? There's no significance to that,
Oh, I could add to this one no distortion, which actually might be helpful.
and put that like on the top.
Yeah, I mean that yeah, that might be a nice thing to have on here.
But is there that brings up the question: is there ever? It's kind of like, is it ever not abstract? Is it ever
Right,
not distorted?
right. Yeah. Most likely it'll be distorted by your perception somehow. Yeah.
Somehow, right? So you'd almost have to say the attempt of no distortion or
Oh,
the
no
goal
intent
of no intent. There you go.
intentional distortion. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so as an artist, when I get this book from you, hopefully someday,
Yeah.
how would I use something like this in my work?
Well, if you have something in mind, you have some idea in mind, and you're thinking about how to best approach it, how to really express what, the feeling, uh, you might go through here and say, do I want any distortion? If so, what kind? Maybe just a little angular, maybe we said push it a little, or maybe it's an idea that calls for something more dramatic, with movement and repeated images of someone moving across a space. It depends on what you're working
Hmm.
on, but you could look at this and say, oh, is there something I haven't considered for the idea that I have in mind?
Yeah, that's how I think I would use it.
Yeah.
Also, I've said before on other podcasts that the thing that is so difficult for me personally is design.
Hmm.
And for the reason it's so difficult is because there's kind of no rules. I mean, there are
Right.
technically rules, but then they say, but yeah, but once you know them, you're supposed to break them, which then
No rules
no
again.
rules again, you know? So to have something like this, to be able to just open it up and just kind of put all your, what's a good metaphor for it? Just basically lay out all of the possibilities for this future project. And that way you have something to sort. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you start a painting and you're looking at a white canvas, it's as though someone's telling you to build a house, but there are no materials and you don't know how big the family is and you don't know how many bedrooms they want. You don't know nothing. It's like, you can't just tell me to build a house. Like I need something.
Right.
And this book's I think would be really helpful for you to.
So if you can go to theartwheels.com,
Is that one of
and
your websites too?
yeah, and on that one, you can make selections. I have it set up so you can only select one element on each wheel. I'd like to change that so you can select multiple, but for now, you can make selections on there, theartwheels.com.
Oh
You can make
man, dude, you've thought of
selections,
everything.
and you just use that drop-down menu to make choices, and then you get emailed to you uh, uh, a written description of what a work of art would be like that incorporates all the elements you've chosen.
Dude, I don't understand how you came up with all this stuff. This is brilliant. Huh. Okay, so we got to put this stuff. So far you've given me artwheels.com.
I think it's the art wheel?
Theartwheels.com. And I am literally going to right now make a document because I feel like people need to have these in the show notes. What was the other website we just looked at a little while ago?
Shakethemuse.com.
Shape the Muse?
Shake. Because
Shake.
you shake your phone and you get a random set of art
Muse.com. And then your other page was.
Well, we got Old City Hall Gallery. That's where Rose of my work is.
City Hall Gallery.com. Yeah, man, 3 websites. Jeez Louise.
And more to come.
Really? What?
Well, man, with Claude now, it's so easy to create really great stuff. In fact, I'd like to, for this book that I'm working on, I'd like to get people's suggestions for works that should be included. So probably on theartwheels.com, I'll put out a call.
So the art wheels, these are all the art wheels, correct?
Yeah, there's 11, and then in the book I added juxtaposition, which is, there's different ways of juxtaposing multiple approaches.
So let's do this together while you talk about it. I'm gonna think about the painting I'm working on right now.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then we'll go down to the next wheel. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna select something.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna see if it helps. I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a biblical painting.
There is when you do the drop down, you have the option for no distortion.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
So it's already there.
On the drop down.
But maybe I want some distortion. What do I want? Rounded, angular, distorted movement.
And think about possibly using just a little bit of this. Like you don't have to use that entirely in the painting, Maybe you want some things that are simplified so that
Yes, simplified. I do want some of that. So I'm going to go with simplified forms. Oh, right here. Okay. All right, let's talk about this one. So this one is texture. Maybe you could just briefly go through why you chose these 20 million categories.
it's all I could think of. And I've had help from people here and there who had suggestions. Tim Reese contributed. I think I had wash and glazing together. He's like, no, those are two different things. But
yeah, definitely.
It's just everything I could think of, and it seems like a pretty good progression of them.
Blended, smooth.
So subtle marks would be.
Well, can you choose more than one?
No, unfortunately, no, not on this. Now I want to set it up so you can, but
because texture, it's going to be like if I were to just think about my work in general, I would say I'm doing glazing, I'm doing blended smooth, I'm doing subtle marks, I'm doing hatching, I'm doing erratic marks, I'm doing broad strokes. I'm not doing palette knife. I am doing scraping.
Yeah.
What is this?
Graffito is when you have a layer of paint underneath, you put another layer on, you scratch away.
Oh, I'm doing that. I'm
Yeah.
doing, and it's spelled with an S?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. And then, of course, I'm doing impasto. Added material, I'm not doing. Not
Okay.
doing drips, not doing splotches, not doing pointillist. Dry brush, yep. Scumbled,
Yeah.
yep. Sprayed?
all, all within one painting.
Sprayed, what is sprayed?
Well, spray paint or maybe using
Okay.
a toothbrush to get little dots.
And then wash. All right, so I'm just going to pick one that's most relevant, I guess. I'm going to go with impasto.
Pick one that you might not remember that you actually do want to include that is out
That's
of
a good
medium.
idea. That's a good idea. Okay. Washes. Sometimes I feel like I need more of this showing.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. Oh, wait. I got to select it down here.
Yeah.
Okay, wash. All right. All right, so now we're in edges. Hard
And again,
edges.
you
Oh, go ahead.
probably are doing lots. So there is hard and soft edges,
Right.
but you could incorporate a lot of these into one painting if you wanted
Yeah, of
to.
course. But again, I'll try and figure out one that I want incorporated that I'm not doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you'd recommend?
Yeah.
All right. Thick outlines, no. Clean outlines, no. Partial outline, no. Scratched in, probably not. Hard edges, of course. Hard and soft, of course. Soft, of course. Maybe erratic.
Yeah.
I think I need more erratic. I'm going to go with that. Oops, I keep clicking on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that brings up a larger example of that painting.
Okay. Erratic. Okay, so talk about this one a little bit though, because obviously there's some overlap, hard and soft edges, just soft edges,
Yeah.
and just hard edges.
Right. Right.
So why hard and soft edges?
Because you see it everywhere. I mean, so many paintings combine hard and soft.
That's
So
true.
I wanted to have that as an option.
Okay.
Thick
Thick outline, soft outline.
That was a fun one. I just did a painting, a random prompt for the Dubuque Museum of Art show that we're doing. Soft outline's a hard one to do in oil paint anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You have to blur it out on both sides.
Yeah, that would be hard to do. Okay, so now we're in light and dark, or lightness and darkness. Oh, what did I just see? Oh, I wish I remember it now. But somebody, a friend of mine who's probably been on the podcast, just did this high key landscape that blew my mind.
Hmm.
And, because every landscape artist, and they're not wrong, talks about getting that pattern of light and dark in order to get a good composition. But then every now and then you'll see a painting like this, and it's like, okay, well, explain that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no dark and light shapes in there. I mean, relatively speaking, they're all light, more or less. And yet it's so beautiful.
Right.
So I don't, as much as I'd like to do something like that, dark and medium values, and dark values.
Usually I see you going full value range.
I am going full value, yeah. Black and white, high contrast. This one's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only choose full value range because I have no other intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's a tough one to make a wheel of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed you got a wheel out of this one. To be honest with you, because value is just light and dark, and you managed to pull out what, 8 categories?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to select full value, even though I feel like a chicken now, but I really don't feel like I have a choice on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so color range.
Like probably the most interesting one, everyone would know about high saturation, medium saturation, but multi-chromatic, I think, is an interesting one where you're using any number of colors and it's just a progression of that color to white and to black.
I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah, so it's like dichromatic, but using any number of colors.
So with this one, what you're saying is that it's going from red to white and then white to black.
Yeah,
Or
I don't think,
basically from white to the most chromatic version of that color.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so white to chromatic blue, white to
Mhm.
chromatic red,
Mhm.
white to low chroma black, and so on.
Yeah, but it could be low chroma. It doesn't have to be high chroma. It's just that you don't mix, you've got a set of colors you're using. You don't mix those colors. You only go towards white. You only go towards black from those colors.
Oh yeah. Okay, so maybe a better way for me to explain that I could have explained it was white to pure pigment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what color you choose.
Right. Okay. So and then I think the most interesting thing about the book, and I want to go back and do this a little bit, is that because I just pulled up one example, but the nice thing about the book is you write about each of these things and then you have
Yeah.
examples of how great artists have used them.
There's also an exercise to explore each element.
Really? So it's like a
Yeah.
workbook.
Yeah, can be.
And what's the age range that it's meant for? Have you thought about that?
Probably really smart grade schoolers, but high school and up.
Okay. Muted colors. This is actually one that I'm struggling with right now. I don't know where to take this painting. I want to go with medium saturation. Should I go with medium saturation? You got me really thinking here. You didn't even mean to, probably. Yeah, better go with medium. I keep doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, sorry, I do want to set this up so you can select right from the wheel and not have to do the drop down.
Yeah, I keep doing that. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're on focus of attention. Single subject, dominant subject, major or minor subjects, multiple main subjects, multiple panel, and equalized focus.
That's
what is equalized focus?
Kwang Ho is the one that really pointed that out, and he got that from his teacher, and I forget his teacher's name, but it's basically nothing is really dominant. You want the eye to move all around the composition.
And that's what he's doing right now a lot. Did he explain to you what the advantage, or not the advantage, but what the appeal of that is? Sorry, I'm about to sneeze here.
We should probably ask him. I couldn't tell you.
No? Okay. Focus of attention, multiple main subjects. Oh, I think you have me in this section too with my family portrait, which, by the way, I got to give you the right title for that.
Oh yeah.
It's called Hein's. It's called Hein's World.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you said Hein's Family or Jeff Hein's Family or something.
I just made up.
Yeah, figured. Let's see. Well, obviously mine is multiple main no, not multiple main subjects. Major and minor subjects is what mine would be. Oh, did it again. Man, I'm a slow learner.
It needs to be changed. I need to do that.
Okay, major and minor subjects. Would that be easy to do with AI?
I think so.
But then you could click on it and then, because you still want to see the image, then you hit choose, maybe.
I think probably you select it and it shows up below that you have chosen it, and then you can hit it again to deselect. Most likely is the way to do it.
Yeah. All right, so aesthetic. So that's a tricky one. Aesthetic. So when you say aesthetic, do you mean just different styles, different taste?
Yeah, this is a very subjective one, and I just want to indicate. I have a pretty broad appreciation for different basic aesthetics, and I wanted to indicate all of this range of things that are being done. There's a lot of crude, clumsy art being done.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is horrible because it's just careless. There's no real intent in it. It's just screwing around or whatever. But
right.
I want to point out that an intentional, crude, clumsy aesthetic is, it's viable. It can work. And again, ugly, disturbing. There's a lot of that. It all has a place, So I want to point out that there are these different aesthetics, and they do have a place.
Yeah, and I think the fact that you preface it with intentional is significant.
Yeah.
Because if you're only making crude, clumsy work because you've got a lot of growing to do instead of making a choice, it's a whole different thing.
Right.
Ornate and elaborate. Dude, I feel like you could add 15 more to this one.
Yeah, you got what comes to mind?
Let me see. I said 15 and now I can't come up with one. It just seems like infinite.
Again, add to the comments.
Yeah, add to the comments on this. That would be good for sure. Like you got ornate and elaborate. Beautiful and idyllic, elegant, refined. I mean, God, I mean, maybe it's stupid, but I'm thinking like formal, light, airy, light and airy, heavy and dark.
There is an emotional tone dial below this, but
so I'm in the wrong category here.
well, formal I think is actually a good one. Like a almost stiff formal,
Right, like a formal portrait almost, or I mean, iconic. Did you have iconic in here?
How would you?
Well, I mean, icon and formal are kind of related, but symbolist, symbolic. Yeah, maybe these aren't aesthetics. I don't know. I'm thinking about paintings I've done recently, right? And I'm purposely doing in this whole series I'm working on. I'm purposely choosing them in a particular order in order to excite the people that are helping me with it, funding wise, and not even that, but more to just show my range and to show as early in the project as possible what the whole thing will look like as a whole. And so instead of doing all of the dark paintings, all of the moody paintings, I'm trying to do outdoors and spring light, and I'm trying to do one indoors and one outdoors on a stormy day, and just trying to get a whole different feel to each of them while still the same style, just based on the color selection and the atmosphere and so on. So it's technically all the same style, but very different feel. And that's why I'm looking at this and going,
but you want a progression from one to the next?
Well, I'm thinking, okay, I did the crucifixion and I think of that as iconic. And then there are parts of it that are very symbolic.
Yeah.
And then the next one I did was very dark and moody and indoors, a man with palsy coming through the ceiling. And they're probably all the same. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's also dark, but it's just got a different feel to it. And then the next one I'm doing is spring light. It's very bright and colorful and light. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm telling you that. It's just that it.
But with each one of these, you want to push it slightly in a different direction. So.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We were talking about the iconic. We were talking about what I mean by iconic, I think. And I think you get these paintings that are more symbolic, more of a tribute to a particular subject versus something that is about telling a story. So I would say the former is more of an iconic painting or an iconic aesthetic. And I think the aesthetic is different. For something iconic, you might put it in the center and you might have it fill the frame, the subject, whatever that icon is, fill the frame. and with something that's kind of light and airy, you might have more movement and more energy, you know. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud here right now.
Yeah, you got me thinking. So maybe between elegant, refined, and beautiful, idyllic might be, or maybe between elegant, refined, and simple, clean might be that formal kind of feeling where you're honoring someone, holding them up.
Yeah, like a
As
John Singer Sargent portrait is elegant but also formal.
yeah.
But then I have portraits that are not remotely formal,
Hmm.
but they're both
And,
portraits.
and casual could be another aesthetic.
Yeah.
The
God, I don't
formal,
even know.
casual.
Yeah. Cute and sentimental. That's not one of my favorites.
It's no one's favorite. I hate Fragonard.
I do not like cute. No, it's a lot of people's favorite, unfortunately, just not artists. A lot of artists' mothers love cute and sentimental. Sorry, Mom. Can't get enough kittens in my paintings, I swear. All right. I don't know. Now I just want to keep thinking about this one, but maybe I'll come back to that. So let me see. Again, in the comments, this would be a great discussion. I mean, are you sure you even want input here? Because you've been working on this a
Sure.
long time.
No, it's fine.
Fine or good? Because if it's only fine, we don't want to open that.
I'd love it. It wouldn't bother me.
Okay.
Well,
I'm going to go with naive, childlike, ornate and elaborate, ugly and disturbing. What? Simple and clean. I'll go with ornate and elaborate.
Yeah. You got a multi-figure scene?
Yeah, there's about 12 people in it.
Yeah.
Not as many as that. Someday. Okay, ornate and elaborate. And then emotional tone. Oh, yeah.
And these overlap with aesthetic.
They do.
You know, it's very subjective again, but I think it's important to see that we express all of these things and it all has a place.
Yeah, so I should have listened to you early on. This is why we could have saved that whole conversation if I had just seen these first, because this sort of fills in a lot of the gaps I was thinking about.
Yeah, but formal and casual, I don't know where they might fit.
Fearful and anxious, angry and distraught, distrusted and irritated.
Disgusted.
Sorry, disgusted. Frustrated, edgy, passionate, manic, playful, silly, confident, bold, happy, joyous, open, appreciative, calm, content, and cool and bored. Did I say sad and depressed? No, I don't think I did. Wow. Again, man, I don't know how you narrowed it down, but you got a lot of categories here.
So, you know, and adding the option to choose multiple is I really got to do that because
that would be good. Yeah.
you often play one emotion off of another, right?
Right. Especially multi-figure.
Yeah.
Passionate, manic, confident, bold, happy, joyous. I'm going to go with happy and joyous on this one. Oops, did it again. I think this is a sign, man.
Got to change it.
All right. And then genre.
Figurative, right?
Obviously, but now genre, I feel like you kind of added your own here, which is good. Non-representational portrait figure. Okay, because I think of the genres as, no, I think this is good though. I think it's genre because you opened it up a little more. Mm-hmm. I think of it as landscape, still life, portrait, figure, multi-figure. Oh, wildlife.
So figure. So would you say figure and nude are two different categories? And then multi-figure is a different genre?
Multi-figure, is that what you consider figurative?
Yeah.
Is multi-figure?
So you could do
I
portrait,
think a
figure,
figurative is a broad
multi-figure.
statement
Yeah.
because
Okay.
figurative would include portrait and nude, I would think. But multi-figure, I would put here. I think of that as a separate genre,
Okay.
but that's just me. I don't know. Maybe others would disagree.
That's a good
But
thought.
I think nude is definitely, you could definitely say it's its own genre, but even then, I would say that's still figure. But I like how you opened it up because I think you could easily make an argument that nude is separate
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
figure.
Right. And it's good to have it by wildlife.
Nude, yeah. Seascape maritime is very specific. City and structure. Yeah, so seascape and maritime, typically I would have lumped into this particular example, I would have lumped into a combination of landscape and figurative.
Hmm.
But I like how you made it a
Well,
separate
that
category.
example. Yeah.
An interior. That's
That's
yeah,
one I
that's its
don't think
own
about.
thing.
But, right. Daniel Spriggs doing, and Zoe Frank, great interiors.
Yeah, that's definitely its own thing. No, I like what you've done here, breaking it down into more categories than I had thought about. City and structures. Yeah, I don't know that I would change anything. I mean, I only would have called this I only would have had a multi-figure section, but that's
Mm-hmm.
about it. But that's sort of figurative too, so I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna go with I'll just go with figurative, I guess.
Right. You clicked on the right.
Okay, but wait a minute. So here's why
It'd be good to have multiple choices, right?
no. Here's why I think multi-figure is a different thing than figurative. Because I was just about to hit figurative, and I think of artists that do figures. They do figurative work, but it doesn't include still life and landscape. So, for example, Tim Reese just did a few figurative paintings of him and his wife that are after Klimt. They're beautiful paintings, or him and his girlfriend, and or maybe fiance. Sorry, Tim, I can't remember where you're at with that. Anyway, that's figurative. And then there's multi-figure. I think of multi-figure as scenes. And I could be wrong about this. So multi-figure, and well, let me put it this way. Micah and I were talking about this on probably several podcasts, and he's mentioned that throughout history, genres have been rated by their complexity, and many people see it like this order. The simplest being still life, and simplest also meaning less
Demanded.
well, not even demanded, no, but like are considered a lesser form over history. He doesn't agree with it, but he's saying over history, right? It's easier, right? Simpler. Still life, landscape, I think is what he would say. And then portrait and figure, or no, portrait and then wildlife and then multi-figure or something like that. But multi-figure was last. And the reason it's last is because multi-figure includes all of it. Right? Multi-figure has wildlife, has landscape, has still life, has figure, has portrait. It's all there in the same painting.
Yeah.
And so that's the category I feel like is missing, the one that includes all of it.
Yeah.
Right? So, because I think that the Tim Reese paintings that he just finished would be figurative, and then multi-figure would be something like a Sorolla painting.
Right.
With lots of figures and
That'd be good
landscape.
to have that.
Yeah. Or maybe not. I don't know, man. It's your book. But I'm going to go with figurative.
All right. I think that's probably the last one.
All right. So then I send it to myself and then I can go read it.
You can give a email and name and.
All right.
And you will
All right. So we're recording now. Okay. So here it is. I got it. That's a cool GIF. Did you make that too?
Yeah, it's a little animation I made about quarter of a century ago.
That's really cool. All right. So my art prompt based on selections of art. My eyes aren't good. I'm looking across the room practically here at my monitor. Elements by Jeff Hein Studio on artwheels.com. In painting, let your focus of attention be primarily on major subjects that draw more attention, and less so on minor subjects that draw less attention. Simplify the forms of the subject elements in the composition and indicate the three-dimensional form of the subject's elements by fully rendering them with careful painted transitions from light to dark, from color to color. Dude, this is interesting. So how does the algorithm do this?
It's actually sentences that I wrote, and based on your selections, it's plugging it into the email. So it's not an algorithm. It's it's just
Right, but I selected 11 categories, and these sentences seem to lump multiple categories.
Right. It just makes sense. I was able to structure it that way.
So you have kind of like a tree, basically, and it goes back to a particular sentence if
Right. And
X and Y are selected.
Fill in this blank with this phrase or this, sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I changed one thing on it, would I get 6 different sentences or just maybe one different sentence?
Probably just one different. Yeah.
Okay. That is dude, I don't know how you came up with this. That is freaking wild. All right. So we're back to your actual book here. And what do you think is the timeline? I'm anxious to get a copy of this. What are we looking at? Another 20 years? You're going to get this thing.
Really, I'll say it looks really good on iPad for you right now. Enjoy it. But yeah, it's I need to find a publisher. Either I need to find a publisher that has good outreach to colleges and universities, or I should self-publish. I'm trying
I would
to
self-publish if I were you.
Yeah.
Get on a few more podcasts like this, and
Right.
you could sell a ton of these.
If anyone wants to drop us an email that's saying that they're interested, then it would justify.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. No, I think this is great. I love the examples that you're putting in here for each of the categories. God, it must have taken forever.
It's a lot of fun to do, though.
Yeah. So what's next? Are you done? Is the book done? Other than going out and collecting all the permissions and...
I wouldn't mind swapping out a few images here and there. If people have suggestions, I'd be open to it. But yeah, volume 1 is about done.
So what are your plans for volume 2?
Just all different works in it.
Different works, same circles.
Structure. Yeah.
So you would have you'd have the exact same format, just the examples are different. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do this for a few years, but yeah.
Right. Okay. And so when I'm looking at these examples, we obviously don't have time to read everything, but my assumption is that you are explaining how each of these examples relates to the particular category.
Yeah, and why an artist might choose to use this element, and then an exercise for actually incorporating that element.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I hope you get it out soon and I get my signed copy.
I'll be happy to sign it for you. And
End of your kid's book.
I have to add you to the credits at the beginning, but thank you for help on it.
Well, you haven't used any of my help yet, but
I'm thinking. I
don't know. Yeah, I won't be offended if you don't. I mean, I'm kind of clueless on this kind of stuff. I just know how to paint a little bit, but.
Okay, we got to do the Scott Burdick thing where we.
Oh yes. Remind me what were we going to do again?
The one
we're going to analyze it.
Portrait Society.
Okay, let's not just do Scott Burdick. Let's do the whole lineup.
Okay.
That'll be kind of fun. Okay. Let's see. We'll start with Scott. Let's see. And I'll have you do mine. No, I guess we can talk about mine too, but all right. I wonder if I can pull up multiple screens here. Give me a sec.
This episode is brought to you in part by Rosemary Brushes. If you're one of my listeners who's a professional artist, you're already using Rosemary brushes. But for the rest of you, come on. Take your work a little more seriously. Stop buying the other brands. It's just not worth it. Every now and then you may get lucky and buy a good brush from another brand, but use the brand that professionals like myself are using. Go to rosemaryandco.com, link in the description or the show notes, and get yourself some quality brushes before your next painting.
Okay, so here we are. So I've got, let's see. All right, this is Scott Burdick's image. It's called Solaris Rising. And it is gorgeous.
Right. But so we're going to break this down according to
let's break it down.
Using in this.
I don't know if we'll be able to do this with everybody's because it is a portrait society, so they tend to have a look. So a lot of them, including mine, will probably be pretty predictable. But Scott's not so much. Scott is definitely breaking the mold when it comes to portraits.
Yeah.
So I think his is a perfect one to analyze.
So, I would put him, let's go to form first.
Okay. We're not going to go in order?
Well, creative point of view, I mean, it's pretty much representational, or slightly abstracted toward abstraction.
I think that's a good one. I think representational.
But he's also doing some expressive stuff. So
that's why I want to analyze him, because I feel like he is.
Yes, definitely start with creative point of view.
Yeah, so I feel like you definitely have got to get multiple categories here.
Totally.
Because he is representational realism, in my opinion, expressive representationalism, expressive action.
Yeah.
Not surrealism, not fantasy, not abstract surrealism.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
So just the first three, I would say. What do you think?
I agree.
No, abstract representation.
Oh yeah.
So these four, this half of the pie, he's got the whole half.
He's got a whole half.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, let's go with that on note. Yeah.
Okay.
And then form, I think he's got some minimal shading in places.
Yeah, but he's certainly flattened the light a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also fully rendered the face.
Yeah, like that nose is really, and lips and
eyes
are fully rendered.
And this radio thing back here seems pretty highly rendered. But then the arms, the dress, the hair, totally minimal shading. And even flat.
Yeah.
And values as flat shapes. I would say the hair is like values as flat shapes almost.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, or maybe. Wait, so values as flat shapes. What's the difference between? Now this is going to make me. This gets kind of confusing. What's the difference between values as flat shapes and large planes?
They can morph into one another, right? Because what is the difference?
Because I think of values as flat shapes as printmaking, or deliberately making clean shapes with hard lines.
The difference would be thinking about the structure of the object that you're painting and breaking it down into geometric planes. That would be large planes.
Okay.
And values as flat shapes, you might have very strange lines, curvy lines that are delineating where a value changes from one to another.
Okay.
So you're not doing planes as much as you're doing, possibly very elaborate shapes and then filling in those shapes with that's values as flat shapes.
It seems like a subtle distinction, though.
It is, but
because aren't values as flat shapes, the mere fact that they represent a particular value suggests they represent a particular plane, right? Because a plane is defined by its value.
If you were okay, I guess the difference to me is you would go more geometric on large planes, and values as flat shapes would be more organic, following the line where there's a transition from one value to the next, and that line can be very elaborate.
Okay.
So you might have a value that continues around a face. You're not seeing it in Scott's here, but you can have a value that's sort of traveling from one side of the face and under the chin and slightly onto the other side of the face, under the cheek, the jaw, the other side. That might be all one value, but you wouldn't think of that as a plane.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So let's take the medium plane one.
Yeah.
This example right here. If this, can you see my cursor?
Yep.
If this were values as flat planes, you would do a line around all these dark green dots.
Right.
And you would make them one shape, even though technically they represent multiple planes.
Right. And that green shape might continue under the chin and over to the other side of the face. And there's definitely different planes of the face.
So you're combining planes that have similar values. So you're prioritizing the value over the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. Have you thought about defining these things? Oh, you probably do in the text.
In the book, yeah.
In the text. Okay, good. All right. So he would be large planes then, or medium planes, wouldn't you think? Or even small planes.
Yeah, I think small planes.
Well, I'm looking at like the dress. I'm looking at the dress.
Yeah. Right. There's a few medium. It's a range of medium and small.
Yeah.
And then fully rendered.
Yeah. Okay. So medium, small, fully rendered, minimal shading, and objects as flat shapes. If you look at some of these background shapes.
Yeah.
And this diesel fuel logo here.
Yeah, I like the way it's just kind of floating there,
Yeah. And then now, how would you define this sort of stuff in here? Does that fit on this?
Not so much on that, because it doesn't. He's not really indicating form there, or I guess he's loosely indicating form of foliage, but it's very loose. They are mostly one color, so you might say they're objects as flat shapes, but with very blurred edges.
Is there an objects as chaos category maybe, or something like that?
Huh.
Because that is representational, sort of.
Yeah. Huh. That's all right. I'll consider that.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Well, you get into texture then. You're kind of looking at the texture side of things.
No, but just analyzing it as a representation of form, though. Simply that.
Yeah.
Because everything in here is technically representational.
Yeah.
Technically. But not also. But he might argue this isn't meant to be foliage. But if it is, let's just assume it is meant to be foliage. Then technically it represents form. Or it's somewhat representational, but it doesn't fit any of these things.
I think, just I would call it objects as flat shapes with wide blurred edges.
That's probably good. Objects as flat shapes. Yeah. That's where I was leaning if there's no other category. Okay.
So I don't see a real indication of form in any of those.
Right. Okay. Let's see. So distortion of form. Clearly the figure is not, I don't think it's distorted, not intentionally. Although he is sort of stylizing the arms.
Right. So what?
His forearm looks a little elongated. Her arms look really.
Do you think elongated?
I don't know.
I think a little elongated.
What's that?
Elongated distortion. There's a little bit of rounding distortion in that elbow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here.
Yeah,
And the arms are really simplified. So simplified. Does that qualify?
yeah, yep, yep.
Um, missing forms. Well, are they missing? They're just simplified. They're not missing.
Right, right.
Uh,
Well, the legs are kind of, are they there? Are they not there? But
well,
they're
is
kind
missing the same as obstructed by other forms?
of, no,
So I
different,
guess we really don't
different.
know. Is that obstructed or is that literally not there?
Yeah. They're hinted at. Legs
Yeah.
are, so.
Uh, so hold on one sec. My computer's whacking out. It does that every now and then. Okay, now we're good. Movement.
I don't see any of that.
Okay, wait. You're gonna have to describe movement to me again. Did we talk about this? That doesn't.
That
What
would,
does that
no, we
mean?
didn't. That would be a repetition. It's like the repeated forms, but it's specifically multiple uh, indications of an object from left to right or up and down, showing its movement, diagonal, whatever,
Right, right.
different
Like
positions.
if you were to try and represent a cartoon of a moving bullet, you might have
Yeah,
like multiple waves behind it.
right.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
see that.
I'm sorry.
Do not see that in Scott's.
No, I don't either. All right. So far we've got just simplified, elongated, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
What about haphazard? How
possibly.
do you define haphazard?
It's just kind of careless or just weird. I don't know, just weirdly distorted. It's not really caricature.
Do you
You're
don't think
not,
that qualifies on the foliage?
is that haphazard? Yeah, I guess you
Oh,
could.
I
Yeah,
would say so. I mean, intentionally, obviously, it's Scott,
right,
but
right. I'm sure he's not accurately representing the foliage at all.
no, it looks like he's throwing paint onto the
Yeah,
canvas.
he's just using his aesthetic and what goes where, and I want a green dot here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Texture. Oh, geez, we're gonna have fun with this one. My guess is he's doing a lot of stuff here.
Um,
I'm guessing glazing, a little bit of blended smooth on the face, not a lot.
yeah, yeah. Subtle marks for sure. A little bit.
Erratic
Uh,
marks, obviously. Hatching,
yeah,
not so much. What do you?
right. I mean, maybe a little in the neck there, just a little hatching, but not.
Yeah. Broad strokes. Yeah.
Mm,
No?
yeah, in the foliage. Oh yeah, in the
Oh,
dress,
and the
definitely.
hair and the dress. Yeah. Palette life, I can't tell from this picture, but
Yeah, you almost have to ask the artist on that.
I bet those dress marks look like palette knife to me.
He scrapes a lot, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay, there's the second one, scraping. And
Yeah.
then,
Oh, that blue, that light blue down along that goes with the foliage, going down
yeah,
the right side and here and there. There's probably some scraping going on.
yeah, I would think so. And then graffito, is that how you pronounce that?
Graffito. It's graffito.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm not seeing any right off.
Impasto, 100%.
Yep.
Added material, I think he's got gold leaf.
Yeah, it could be.
My guess is that's gold leaf.
We'll see in person.
Yeah. Dripped and poured, I think so.
Yeah. Yep.
Splotches, obviously. Pointillism, I'd say no, not intentionally.
I don't know. I think there's a few here and there. He's doing some little dots. The blue is up in that red.
Yeah, but would you consider that isn't the definition of pointillism points next to each other that optically mix to create form, though?
Don't
Like
know.
Seurat, I mean, when he puts the dots together, they're not just splashes on a canvas. They have an intention to describe form ultimately.
But when you're talking about texture, I mean, you can add some bits of dot stuff that's not really anything. It might just be a design element that you're throwing in. So what are you going to call that kind of texture?
Drip and poured?
Well, but it might be that you are using a brush to put dots on. So then I would have to call it using it's pointillist texture.
Huh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Dry brush, 100%.
Yeah.
Scumbled, probably. Can't tell
Mhm.
really, but I would assume so because there looks like 15 layers on here. Sprayed, no. Wash, probably not.
Probably not.
I would say. What do you say?
Probably not.
Yeah, and just knowing Scott's work. Like, he does use washes, but I don't think this one, I don't see any in this one.
He might do a layer to begin a painting, do a wash to begin.
And he did. I saw that on Instagram, but it's not still there.
Okay.
It seems gone to me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just pick one more that would be easy to analyze, not easy to analyze, but fun to analyze. Like I said, they're also traditional. So let's do roses. Why not?
Right.
Yeah. It's a remarkable painting. All right, so I'm going to go back up. I know we only did 3 categories, but yeah, let's just try another one anyway. All right, so hers is obviously this
Are
representation.
you on Instagram?
What's that?
Are you looking at her image on Instagram?
No, it's on the website for Portrait Site of America.
The image on Instagram is horrible. It's like really low resolution for some reason, so I can't look at it there. You're where?
I'm just at the Portrait Site of America or website.
Okay, I have to go there.
Okay, I'll wait for you. It's going to be tougher to analyze her, though, because I know how much is going on in her paintings because I've seen them in person, but this is so condensed. We're just going to have to, I personally am going to have to go based on what I know about her, and you're going to have to go based on seeing it in person. So everyone else is going to have to trust us on this one.
There's a lot there. Yeah, when you see it, it's really, really something. It's big.
Yeah, 44 by 52.
So, yeah.
Rose Franson, and she did it using AI. It's listed right here. Oh no, it's IA. It's IA. Oh, she's off the hook.
No AI. So as far as creative POV goes, pretty much representational, but she's
abstract surrealism.
Slight abstraction here and there.
I would say, based on what I've seen of her work, there's a little bit of expressive representation in every painting she does.
When you look at it up close, it is the text just beautiful.
And it's the Starry Night painting as the example of I think that's what that is, or is that something else?
Yes, Starry.
That kind of swirly, optically mixed colors in the sky. She does that on her paintings on a very small scale, all over the place.
Yeah.
So I feel like those top 2 are an expressive actions. Mostly 1, a little bit of 1, 2, and 3. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. There's not a whole lot of expressive action in it, I would say, but yeah, a little bit. I would say the top 3 mostly.
Abstract representation?
A little bit of abstraction.
Where do you see that one?
Just the way she's simplifying forms in the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then
pretty fully rendered mostly.
In small planes, I would assume.
Yeah. When you see it up close.
Yeah, the top 2. And that's her under small planes. That's an example of her work too, right?
That is. Yep. Portraits from life.
Distortion of form. Not a lot.
No,
or any for that matter?
no, pretty accurate.
Okay, so none for that one.
No. Yeah.
Texture. Now, from your experience, you're gonna have to tell this, but here, let me guess first, and you tell me if I'm right.
Mhm.
From my guess is she's doing obviously subtle marks,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I
some
don't think
broad
any has.
some broad strokes.
Yeah. Yeah, some broad strokes.
I can't tell if she's doing washes in the background or not, but I would say no from what I'm looking at.
Right.
Um,
Maybe a little bit of glazing here and there.
I was gonna say glazing, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. And then impasto, yes.
Just a little. The probably the thickest paint is the highlight on that light bulb.
Oh, is it generally pretty flat?
There's paint. You can feel the paint, but I don't know if I would call it impasto.
Okay. And then dry brushing and scumbled. I would assume she did a little bit of these two, but
A little bit in the background, probably here and there.
does she not dry brush and scumble on the flesh? I thought she did.
Yes, she does. Yes. So yeah, sorry.
Okay.
That
I mean, just from paintings I've seen of hers, I know she doesn't do a lot of it, but I've seen it a little bit, I think.
scumbled. Yeah.
Okay, so that, and then
Hard and soft
hard and
edges.
soft edges.
Nothing erratic, really. Uh,
Soft outlines.
it gets into
How is that different than soft edges, soft outlines? Because
It's when
it's,
you're doing a different value or color between shapes. That's the outline, and then it's blurred on both sides.
gotcha. Okay. So I think does she do any scratching?
No,
So it's just one
not
thing
here.
there.
Here. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously full value.
Mm-hmm.
The value in this is incredible.
Yeah. It's really funny. We have it up in the gallery here. You know, we have the old city hall, and we have a gallery downstairs. And the guy who works with us all the time, whenever he walks in, he gets fooled by thinking it's actual light falling on the painting.
That's a trip. That's really cool. I think she's got a really good chance of winning.
That'd be nice.
It would be. I mean, it'd be nice for you guys. I'd have to go another year, try another year. Oh man. No, I'd be happy for you guys. All right, let's see. Focus of attention, dominant subject.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that light is a big part of this painting.
It is, yeah, you might say major,
Major and
minor.
minor.
Yeah.
Okay, aesthetic. It's not elegant and refined.
But it is elegant and refined. The way it's, I mean,
The way it's
he-
painted. But so okay, so that brings up a question then.
Yeah.
Is it the subject that defines elegant and refined, or the paint? How it's painted and how it's composed?
Probably both. I mean, there's so many things that go into what creates an aesthetic.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at him and judging by that, what is the aesthetic? You might, I don't know what you'd say. I mean, it's not beautiful, idyllic for sure, you know.
It's cute and sentimental, I think, is what I'm getting.
I'll pass that along to Rose. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Of all things, Rose would be so pissed if I meant that. That sort of brings me back to that old critique we were talking about in the beginning. Wasn't that the complaint? Oh man. I would say,
I mean, you might, if you're somebody who
gotta say-
can't look at aging, you might say ugly, disturbing, but I don't think she's.
that's
I don't think
funny.
she's pushing that. She's not pushing. You know, aging is ugly. That's not, I don't get that feeling. You know
But
what I
do we
mean?
need another category to fit paintings like this? What about ordinary?
Huh. Huh. That's interesting. I
Because
like
I
that.
I don't I'm having to really stretch to put this in a category. I was
Yeah.
going to say beautiful and idyllic, but that's just because it's such a beautifully painted painting.
Right. Right.
That doesn't seem fair.
Ordinary is interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ordinary just as well an aesthetic though. Aesthetic ordinary? Subject is did we've already done subject? Or wait, is subject even one of these?
Straightforward, ordinary, something along those lines.
Yeah. Okay, lost where I am now. Lightness and darkness. Where are we at? Texture. Where are we at? What category are we at?
Further, down further, down further, down further. I keep going down. And
There.
emotional tone. Yeah.
Uh yeah, there's nothing here.
It might be a mix. You could say there's some simple clean in it. You know, some of the architecture is creates a rest for the eyes. So you've got a bit of a simple, clean aesthetic. Uh, but yeah, I think you're right
What
about
about
something.
things like dramatic and um
Oh yeah,
mundane and
yeah.
because if but I don't know, that could be another category as well. But I would say this is dramatic and ordinary at the same time.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. I hope you get a lot of comments because there's a lot to talk about with this stuff.
Yeah.
Emotional tone. Let me see. Confident, bold. I think confident, bold. I think
Mm, that's nice. Yeah.
confident, bold. 100%.
Yeah.
Open and appreciative. How do you attach that to a painting? Open and
That's
appreciative.
pretty much in the subject matter. It's got to, the subject's got to embody that.
What does that mean, open?
Or if you are out doing a landscape or doing a still life and you're just open and appreciating nature, I think you can evoke that emotional tone, even if you don't have a subject that is doing that for you.
Okay. Can you be both confident and bold and calm and contented at the same time? Because
Sure.
I could make an argument that it's both of those things.
Yeah, yeah, right.
The
Yeah, like,
boldness, the boldness is in how she portrayed him with
hmm
that incredible light, that ray of light that goes across his face.
hmm
Oh, the more I look at this, the more I know I'm not going to win this year. It freaking sucks. Um, anyway, so that light that comes across his face, that makes it feel bold and confident. The painting, not necessarily the character,
hmm
but the subject feels calm and content.
I get a little bit of just a touch of fearful, anxious, just a hint of
Yeah,
it.
I can see that.
You know, like something he might be nearing the end, and you know, uh, just a touch of
I agree.
yeah.
You could argue sad and depressed too. I don't know that I would.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know that I would go there,
actually,
but some might
but
read that.
well, sad, depressed, yeah, because you know he's coming out of this dark space.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, it's evoking at least a past sadness, and he's coming into the light, so that maybe there's a hopeful side to that sadness. But yeah, that's kind of all there.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. To have four of those categories says a
Yeah.
lot for
Oh man,
her
you should see
artistry.
the National Gallery in DC has this whole program for looking at art, and they just get people to look at art and think about what it's evoking. and stay with looking at it for quite a while before saying anything, and then getting people to talk about the art. It's such a beautiful program. They came to the Figure Art Museum in Davenport, and Rose was a guest speaker for that.
Yeah.
Oh my, it was just so moving, the program that they have.
I hope Rose, yeah, I'm going to get Rose on in hopefully a week or so and see if she can tell me more about that. That's really cool that I had her as a keynote speaker. That's insane. Okay, so let's see. Genre. That's pretty easy. It's portrait.
Yeah.
And then, but interior,
Oh yeah.
portrait and
Yep.
interior. Okay. Did we go through them all or did I skip over some?
That's it. Yeah.
That was fast.
There's no category for light bulb. So
All right. Should we do one more or call it?
uh you decide. You
All
decide.
right. Let's see if there's one that I think we could. They're all so beautiful, but again, with the Portrait Society, it's very traditional. So generally speaking,
Do you want to do yours? Do you want to look at yours?
mine is just a demo, man. We can, but all right.
I
Tell you
have to
what, I'll
find
let
mine.
you analyze mine and I'll tell you what
Okay.
my thoughts are. All right, we'll go to creative.
Wow. Well, oh, creative. So yeah, definitely
Obviously representational.
an expressive representation. Uh, I don't know if you'd go abstract representation, but you're breaking things down into planes a little bit,
A little bit.
but you're really showing the form too.
I mean, I'm
But yeah,
trying to do a little bit of this in the hair and stuff.
yeah, definitely. So top three,
Okay.
really strong representation.
Obviously some fully rendered.
Small to medium-sized planes,
Yeah, I
some
think
large
so.
planes, hair.
I agree.
Yeah.
Um,
Distortion, I don't think so.
I didn't intend to, but there might be some drawing errors.
I would put it in the category of did not intend distortion.
No, actually, it's a pretty good likeness. I was pretty pleased.
Yeah.
All right. And
Texture,
then,
is there an incredible category?
thanks,
I love
man. Texture. There's a lot of texture on this puppy. No
Yeah.
glazing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you on this one. No glazing.
What would you call the background there? Is that wash?
No, I wouldn't say it's a wash. It's opaque.
Okay.
So I would say scumbled in some of the background, but also scumbled on the flesh.
Okay.
Definitely dry brushed.
Yep.
Definitely impasto. Some
Yeah.
scraping.
Where is that?
Well, I scrape between layers.
Okay.
So you may not necessarily see it directly, but you can kind of see it. Well, you'll have to see it when you see it, but you can kind of see some scraping down in here and up on the forehead in person.
Any of the hair scraped, or is that all brush?
Well, again, everything is scraped every day. I
Okay.
always scrape,
Yeah.
and then I paint back into it selectively. So what shows through is sort of arbitrary. Like, look at this
Yeah.
stroke right here. See this here?
Mhm.
That's a
Mhm.
result
Yeah.
of scraping.
I see that.
But
That's
it's so small. I mean, I'm looking at 3 inches, 5 feet away, so it's hard to show you detail. But all right, and then I hope there are some subtle marks
Oh yeah.
and very little blended smooth. It's kind of not something I'm very prone
Right.
to. I think that more or less covers it.
There's I was gonna say maybe right at the end of the nose you got a little blended smooth.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of like Bouguereau or something when I think of blended smooth.
Right.
Just really polished, and I can't. Yeah, but I could see a little bit of that.
It's interesting. Also the chin, you've got a little smooth.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
All right, edges, hard and soft. I think any realism you're going to go with that if it's done right.
Right.
Um,
Maybe little erratic edges. Yeah, a little erratic
lost edges.
in the shoulder.
Yeah, erratic edges for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Um,
You got a pretty wide blur in that hair.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I do. Huh. Scratched in. I do that all the time, but I don't remember if I did that in here or not.
I'm not
I
seeing
don't
it.
think I did.
Tell me about the the choice to do erratic edges where her top is meeting her skin.
Where her what's meeting her skin? Oh, right
Her
here.
top. Yeah.
It just, I mean, I wish I could say
Just wanted to break it
something
up.
profound. It just needed it. It's
Yeah.
just, it sometimes it's just feels intuitive.
Yeah.
I remember putting a nice hard edge for the edge of the shirt at one point,
Uh,
and it created a wall,
yeah.
a visual wall, and it just stopped your eye. Bam, right there.
Yep.
As though that shirt was a frame for the painting, and I couldn't have that. I wanted to continue down to the edge. So
Yeah.
I broke up that edge a little bit in order to do that.
Yeah. That's good. Nice.
Um, that's really cool that you noticed stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
because that was a very intentional decision.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dark and light, full value for sure.
Oh,
Color range,
so that's a medium saturation.
medium
Maybe a little.
saturation. I'm very selective though. Those cheeks weren't that red.
Right.
So it's a little bit of high, a little bit of medium, and even
Yeah.
a little bit of muted. There are places
Right.
where I
Yeah.
toned it
Yeah.
down.
Sure. Yeah.
That's kind of my thing that I'm really into is seeing how far I can push in the opposite directions. In fact, in one of my assignments in the atelier, I'll have them do a portrait that's low chroma and then a
Uh,
portrait that's high chroma and then one that's balances the two. And I have that because that's something I think, at least for my own work, is really important to kind of have a balance between grays and chromatic colors
within one piece.
within one piece. Yeah. I mean, not
Yeah. That's
always, but
yeah.
not even just within one piece, within one face.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
A focus of attention.
Single subject maybe.
Yeah, obviously. Aesthetics.
Freaking beautiful.
Thanks, man. Go. That's a tough one. It's definitely
You
not
know,
elegant.
when I'm throwing in the term idyllic, I don't know, that might throw people off
But beautiful is
because
such a broad thing, though. Because
yeah, I know, but
but it's
what
okay because you can lump them together.
yeah, yeah, true.
So you think you should just take off idyllic,
No, because that might be a little negative for some people.
which
Like
is so silly.
yeah,
We need to bring back beauty in art. Not every art piece. I get it. There's a place for ugly, but um, well, honestly, I'm not going to say my own painting is beautiful, but
yeah, I would put it
in
there.
a way, I would say idyllic is relevant because I really was trying. I try this with every portrait to make the portrait better than the person, not better than the person, obviously, but I try and make the portrait even more lifelike than the subject, if that's even possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal. And would you call that idyllic? I don't know what you'd call that. Um,
I mean, part of it is you're making it into a painting, you know,
right.
and capturing them. So rendering every little thing is not your goal.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. All right. Emotional tone, common content.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, some people say, some people have seen it and said she looks sad, but I think everyone says that if someone's not smiling. It's just sort of the go-to response, but I don't know. What are your
It
thoughts?
feels calm to me. Um,
Yeah, I would say calm.
I think so.
And that's really, a lot of that's just the model.
Mhm.
Obviously, portrait.
Yep. There you
Yeah,
go.
that was pretty easy. Mine's so simple. But now, dude, that was fun, man. So I think you need to start a crowdfunding campaign for this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you need to do that. And
Well, it would be cool. You know, Rose and I printed the Portrait of Makokata book here in Makokata. That press is gone, but I would love to do a nice print edition of it.
yeah.
And it's so expensive. So yeah, a crowdfunding thing could be good. But
Can you get up a crowdfunding campaign by the time this goes up at midnight?
I could try. I could send you a link if I do.
Okay. All right, so let's do this. I'll say look down in the show notes. If you see a link to a crowdfunding, please look, because I'm going to encourage Chuck to do this after we get off. And I'm hoping he gives me a link today, and because I really think this book needs to be printed. Look
Nice.
down in the show notes of the video and look for a link to this.
Thanks
So
for all your input. I really, it's been really fun.
yeah, it's been a blast. It's awesome to have you on the podcast.
Always great talking with you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for tuning in to the Undraped Artist Podcast. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. And if you could, leave a comment or review. That really helps the channel. Please share the show with your friends, and if you're feeling generous, consider a monthly donation at theundrapedartist.com. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week.